are so excited to have the star, Ricky Carruth, in the house. Those of you that don't already follow Ricky or don't know Ricky that well, he is the creator and the coach of the fastest growing and the only free real estate coaching company in the world, the Zero to Diamond Group. And we are so excited to be able to welcome Ricky Carruth right here on stage in Charleston, South Carolina. So please welcome Ricky. Woo!
What's up, Charleston? Testing. Can you hear me? How we doing? Good to see all of you. Thank you so much, Charleston. I know a lot of you came a long way. Some of you came a long way. You didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that. Thank you for all the sponsors and speakers and all that good stuff. All right, and it is very good to be here. This is my fourth stop on the Zero to Diamond Tour. Touring around the country, just spreading my message, right? Trying to help you guys kind of sidestep the mistakes that I made when I was coming up, okay? So how many of you right now are unhappy with where you are and you want to go to the next level? Okay, a lot of you. What I want to do today, okay, my thesis today is to change that. I actually want you to be happy with where you are, hungry to go to the next level, right? I don't want you to be unhappy with where you are, because where you are is where you're at. You can't change that. Right? We need to change this high levels of anxiety and worrying, right? And putting ourselves in a pressure cooker. Everybody has so much pressure on your shoulders, right? So today, I want to take this moment to spend with you to try to help take that pressure off and make you realize that you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself, okay? Because it is all about just working hard and being patient. And if you build a business that you can predict in your mind, whereas you know where you're going to be over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, then all that pressure releases. And that's what I want for you. I want you to walk out of these doors with less pressure, less worry, less stress, and highly motivated, right? I want you to understand, okay, because I'm doing this, this is where I'm going to be. Okay? That's the goal for me today. Take the pressure off. All right? If you haven't seen me before, I've been doing real estate for 20 years. Next year will be year number 20, so 19 and a half. Got in when I was 20 years old. All right. It took me a while to get my first sale, which was in my grandmother's condo. And from that point, started selling a lot of properties. I was 20, 21 years old. Boom, market took off. I made $1 million overnight, basically. Okay. The market crashed, lost everything. Sleeping in my car, sleeping on friends' couches, working on an oil rig, went back to roofing houses with my father. Okay? During that time, I realized that was some of the best moments of my life in terms of personal growth. There were 40, 50, 60-year-old people, ladies and gentlemen, who were going through the same exact thing. Losing everything, having to start over. They were right next to me doing the same stuff, made the same mistakes, had to start over in their life at 40, 50, 60. I felt so fortunate to be in my early 20s, right? So one time real quick, let's make some noise. Get real loud. Okay, all right, okay. Just making sure. All right, so anyway, when I came back from that was 2005 to 2008. I sold 0 properties during that time. Didn't know if I'd even do real estate again. Okay, when I got back in the business, okay, from 2008 to 2014 is the time it took me after learning everything that I learned through that moment. Okay, now I'm starting in 2008 knowing a lot, not starting over from being a new agent, starting over from being an experienced agent. Starting over, still took me 6 years to get to 100 deals. So a lot of people, they're 3 months in the business, a year in the business, a year and a half in the business, complaining about 10 deals, 20 deals, 30 deals. It took me 6 years once I learned everything of working 15 hours a day to get to the 100 deals a year. By that time, I was the top Remax agent in Alabama. I hit that several more years. And this year will be number 8 as a single agent to close 100 deals this year. So it's been a journey, right? That was an incredible story. In 2017, that was the year where I pivoted, okay? That was the year where, okay, 2014 I hit 100 deals and I think, is this real? I made it before, lost it. Is it real this time? I didn't know. But I knew that everything that I'm going to share with you today is what I applied during that moment. And I wanted to build a business that would never fall to any market. When I lost everything the first time, my thought was thinking, this is never going to happen to me again. Everything that's happening to me right now, I'm going to learn from it, and this will never, ever happen to me ever again. When I came back, I built the business right, built the right foundation. So 14 hits, 100 deals, I think, is this real? 15, 100 deals, I think it's real. 16 hits, and I said, it's real. Now I have something I want to share with the rest of the industry. I have a unique way that I built my business that I want to share with everyone else, okay? And so think about the timeline. Get in the business, make it, lose it, out of the business, come back. 6 years, hit 100 deals, hit that 3 years in a row before even thinking about making a video, or writing a book, or trying to share anything with anybody. Nowadays, you got coaches that have been in the business 2 years, sold 19 properties, and selling courses for $500, right? So I wrote 2 books. The story was, I wrote the first one, Zero to Diamond, because that was I just wanted to, get everything on paper, okay? And I wanted to share my story, okay? It's the basics of my philosophies. The second book was because after I sent that one off to be edited, I thought, I forgot all this stuff that I wanted to put in the book. So I wrote a second book out of the leftover thoughts of the first book. That's why there were 2 books back to back, and there hadn't been a third one, because a book is a lot of work. I can tell you that right now. I want to write another one, but it's a lot of work. It's hard to do. I am going to write another one, and it's going to be a really good one. I'm giving a little more time for some things to happen in my life, business-wise, to get me to this level that I want to get to a level now. You guys see where I waited before trying to share anything? This is the same thing with my third book. I'm waiting because I know there's some incredible things right around the corner that I want to share in this next book, and it just hasn't happened yet. I'll know when it happens. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll know when it's going to happen. The books took off. Next thing I know, I'm doing social media, and I'm coaching, right? And somewhere along the line, I became the world's first completely free coach. So I've been doing that since 2017. Understand how I continue to sell 100 properties a year while doing all this stuff and traveling and speaking and coaching and videos and podcasts and so on and so forth. The way that I built my business is what I'm going to share with you guys today, building a predictable business. Put me in a position where in 2017, I built my business up to the point where I could shut off the building my business part of my time blocking in my days. I could shut that part off. I didn't have to chase business. I don't have to build my business anymore. It's built. When you build it to a certain point where you have so much volume that your past clients and referrals give you 100 deals a year, and you have a system in place that never lets anybody that you've ever came cross paths with forget who you are, you're golden. You can now spend the time you used to prospect and you used to try to figure real estate out, and you can go do other things. Spend more time with the family. Go build other businesses, which I actually decided to do both. Thank you. I stopped working at 5 o'clock every day. I spend time with my family, right? And I build other businesses during the day. Right now, while we're at this present time, I spend about 5 hours a week on my actual real estate sales business. It's all past clients and referrals. People say, how do you do 100 deals? You're a single agent, all this stuff. And this is coming from new agents who are, chasing Zillow leads around and, driving around and doing all this stuff and prospecting and trying to figure things out. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I built my business, and I built my brand, my local brand. And my clients that do business with me, they're not going to do business with another agent. And it's not because I send them stuff or I tell them happy birthday or I check on them from time to time because I don't. Why do they continue to come back to me? Because when I do the deal with them, it's so smooth for them. They have such an incredible experience during the transaction, and they think, I'm never going to even jeopardize not having this kind of service. You know, maybe the grass is greener, but I'm not going to risk it. Some agents, some clients will risk it. You can't help. Not all clients are going to be loyal, right? But some will. And that's our job, in my opinion, right, over the long term, is to filter through the population and find those loyal clients. There's an unlimited amount of loyal clients, okay? When you think about loyal clients are the ones who will never use another agent, period, ever again in their life, okay? There are an unlimited amount of those type of clients. Then you have the clients who will use you and maybe use another agent, come back to you, so on and so forth. You got the ones that will use you once and go use other agents. You got the ones that use a bunch of other agents and come back to you. Not talking about those. I'm talking about the loyal clients for the rest of their life that will never use another agent. Do you guys realize that there's an unlimited amount of those type of clients in every single market for every single agent? The problem is the process, the filtration process of talking to and reaching and communicating with enough people to find them. And that's the part that people don't want to do, right? Make some noise. Now, why did I start coaching for free? Get that question a lot, okay? And the answer is really plain and simple, okay? When I started coaching and I evaluated other coaches and I evaluated their business models and what they were doing, I saw new agents being high-pressured into putting coaching on credit cards, and then after 3 months and no results, trying to cancel the contract, and then getting chased, and now their credit's bad over coaching. And I'm thinking, this isn't helping the industry. We got 90% of agents that don't make it in this industry, and we're high-pressuring these agents who really want to succeed, almost taking advantage of, not saying, there's a lot of great paid coaches out there, right? There's a lot of great, but what I saw and what I hear on the streets, it bothered me. And I said, there has to be a better way. There has to be a way where I can share everything that I'm doing with the industry without charging the agents, right? There has to be a way. And the bigger reason is because of one thing I just always had on my mind in terms of the failure rate is that, why is it so high? And how can we lower it? So I felt like if I could enter into the coaching scene, share the way that I built my business with everyone for nothing, hopefully I can reach enough agents to dwindle that failure rate. That's the entire thesis of Zero to Diamond. Now you think, thank you. Now you think, okay, is that just clickbait? He wants to reduce the failure rate in the real estate industry. But the thing is that I have a detailed plan. And I have from day one, right? And the detailed plan goes like this. I wanted to put a foundation in place, okay? I wanted to put a foundation in place of training and coaching, right? That people did not have to pay for, where they could learn exactly step by step how I built my business the way that I did. Okay? And that's called zerotodiamond.com, right? That's the foundation, okay? Now an agent enters into my ecosystem, joins zerotodiamond.com. Now what? They do the 90-day action plan. You know, they have incredible results. Great. Now what, Ricky? The second part of my plan is that I always, regardless of where we are in the market cycle, I want to make sure that you are way ahead of the game. I want you to be 15 steps ahead of everybody when it comes to markets, cycles, and even the industry. There's a lot of changes happening in the industry right now as we speak, right? They're incredible changes, positive changes. By the way, I don't see any negative changes for real estate agents because there was a lot of talk with, Showing Time and Zillow and this, that, and the other. 2 or 3 years ago, it was Amazon. Nothing ever comes out of this stuff. There's always going to be people that sell their property on their own. There's always going to be people that go discount brokerage routes. You know what those clients do? They come running right back to me because of the service, right? And maybe they do get good service there. Maybe it works out for them. Great. Again, unlimited amount of loyal clients for everyone. Let the discount guys have their day. That's fine. That has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. I got to do what I got to do to reach as many people in my market as humanly possible to see what I can do to help them. And let them know that I am here when they decide they want to do something. And nobody's going to work as hard as me. Nobody's going to care about them as much as I do. Right? So on and so forth. So for me, I want to set the foundation, which I did years ago. I want to write books. I want to put a training package together for you. But I also want to keep you, and the reason why people continue to follow me is because every once in a while I'll spit out something that makes a lot of sense in terms of where we are in the current market and what might happen. And they think, right? I'll give you a couple examples. I have been pounding and pounding and pounding away at you guys ever since I started this, saying, closings happen every day, guys, regardless of market conditions, forever, for the rest of your life. They'll never stop. A crash, a market shift has nothing to do with you. Yeah, we're going to consult our clients differently. Yes, we're going to move and shake and move with the market. But at the end of the day, closings continue to happen every day. Now, why am I telling you this? Because I want to make a point that last year, when the pandemic happened, when the shutdown happened, pandemic's still happening, right? When the economic shutdown happened out of nowhere, first time ever happened in history, 80% of the same amount of closings as we had that same 45-day the year prior. 80%. Also, 80% of the same amount of pending deals during that time. So not only did we have the same amount of deals closing, which might have been under contract before the shutdown, during the shutdown, we had 80% of the same amount of buyers writing offers with a mask on, virtually, submitting it to the seller, negotiating, ratifying a contract with no human contact. Title companies are figuring out how to close deals. The market and this business and this industry is resilient. Halfway through the shutdown, now I have been trying to prepare you guys for that moment for 5 years. That moment's going to come again, and you're going to get scared. And I want you to think, what's there to be scared of? Closings are going to continue to happen, no matter what. I need to dig down and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, reaching out to people in the community, seeing what I can do to help them, building my database, building my brand, helping, grind. That's what this business is, a grind. And that's why a lot of people don't make it, because they don't understand the level of grind. You know, they think this is the grind, but really what the grind is this. And they have no earthly clue when they get in the business. I should be getting all kinds of deals with all the work I'm doing. No, the universe says otherwise. The universe will tell you when you're not the God of, I put this much effort in, so I shall get this much result. You'll know when you put enough effort in because you'll have the results to show for it. I've been trying to prepare you guys for that for half a decade. During that moment, I throw out a video. We're in the complete economic shutdown. I throw out a video, it's still there. When the economy opens back up, we're going to see the largest real estate surge we've ever seen. This is during the complete shutdown. You can go and watch it. Why? I'm not a genius. Why did I think that? Why did I put out a video like that? And if I was wrong, who cares, right? I don't care because nobody can predict anything. But it was a really good educated guess, right? Because ever since May 1st, it exploded, and really it's just now starting to cool down a little bit from that moment. When we see a slowdown of transactions, when we see a slowdown in number of listings coming on the market, whatever it is, when we see a slowdown of something, what is that doing? It's creating pent-up demand. So when you think, oh, it's slowing down, you better think, great, I need to gear up because this fix is going to get real busy. There's a real busy season right around the corner. And when everything shut down so much during that time, I said, oh, Lordy, it's fixing to explode. That was just my initial thought. I happened to be right, which I hardly am, but it happened. Okay? So just understand, the foundation is there for you, and I'm here to help you from that point forward. Just to try to help you stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the industry, right? And speaking of the industry, it's borderless, right? We're doing deals all over the country, right? With these different platforms, you can build teams all over the country. This is not a local business anymore, guys. There's so many changes happening right now. And we need to open up our eyes and take advantage of these opportunities. Now, when I talk about coaching you guys for free, and I want to get into 3 laws, okay, of building a predictable business. That's where I'm going with this. Make some noise. Now, I just wanted to say that when it comes to coaching you guys for free, like, I paid to come here. Like, I paid money to come here, just like you guys did, okay? I'm not making $1, trust me. I'm losing a lot of money right now, okay? Every word is like $1 I'm losing, okay? But the thing is this. I love helping you guys so much, and when you quit doing what you're doing for money, this goes for any business. When you stop doing what you're doing for money, 2 things happen. You get really happy, and you get really wealthy. I got bills to pay, man. I got to think about money. No, I'm telling you, if you start building your business on people, I'm telling you, you close so many deals. So many incredible things happen. Raise your hand right now if you can attest to that. If you're in my coaching program and you can attest to that. You see that, guys? That's about half the room. There's agents in this room right now that can attest to exactly what I'm saying, who followed my program and understand the philosophies behind helping people, and that's how you close more deals. How do we close more deals? We help more people, right? The first law, and I want you guys to having you guys walk out of here and being able to visualize a business that you don't have to worry about where you're going to be in the next 3 years. You know where you're going to be. That's my goal today. The first law of building a predictable business, okay? Visualization. Visualization. You have to see it. You have to see it in your mind. You got to already know that you're there. When I was at the very bottom of my career, okay, I was roofing houses, sleeping in my car, sleeping on friends' couches, eating out of people's refrigerators. I was bankrupt. I didn't have any bills. The only bills I had was my real estate license that I kept active, and I don't know why or how or how that happened, but I kept it active, and my cell phone bill. Somebody gave me their beat-up car. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff going on during that time, and I was about as happy as I could be. I was in my mid-20s, like I was partying like a rock star in that beat-up car. I had a boombox in the back, like it didn't have a radio. I had to open up the passenger seat to get out. I had to ride the brakes so that the tail, like when a cop passed, I had to like ride the brakes a little so there were lights on the back. Yeah. And the funny thing is like 6 months before that, they came and repoed my Cadillac CTS-V, my Hummer, and all kinds of stuff. And here I am, Brian. We called it the Ford Caddy because I had a Cadillac, and then it was a Ford Contour. It was all beat up, so my friends were making fun of me. They called it a Ford Caddy. Anyway, it was fun. But during that time, guys, listen, when I was watching the market, right, I read 100 books during that time. When I was working on the oil rig every other week in Mississippi, I read 100 books. Give or take. And I was so thirsty. I wanted to know why I fell, because I told you a while ago, I wasn't going to let that ever happen to me again. So I'm sitting here reading books, I'm watching the market, I'm trying to figure this thing out. Why did I fail? I'm the most hardworking, honest, professional, dependable person out there. What happened? A couple things that I realized. okay? Something hit me like a ton of bricks when I looked in the county records and saw that my clients that I was representing back in the day were still buying and selling stuff when I was on that oil rig. Clients that I was actually I was kind of friends with. Even though during that time I didn't really make friends with my clients. Because guys, this is the first part of why I lost everything. Because I didn't focus on people. I didn't value the relationships. I didn't try to build the relationships and the friendships. I didn't try. I was just closing deals. It was a very cold market. You got to understand, I'm 20-something years old. I'm making money hand over fist. The clients are sellers. The clients are making $200,000 on something they bought last year, and they're not rebuying in this market where things are $200,000 more than what they paid for it. They're just taking the $200,000 and saying, "Oh, I'm just going to sit here and see what happens." So I never heard from them again. So it was very cold from their side and my side. I wasn't trying to connect or go any deeper or stay in touch or anything. So that was the first. It really wasn't my fault. I mean, like that's the industry that I was brought up in. So I didn't know any different. I thought, this is real estate. I'm a mogul. I'm retired. I'm good, right? Then the market crashed, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, remember me? Like, I need a roofing job. I'm broke over here." But that was the first thing I realized. Okay, when I saw my clients buying at the bottom, it hit me hard, and I started to think, man, people. There's got to be something to this. Okay, so I eventually realized that something hit me, and I realized if I would have built my business, if I would have really actually created a real relationship with those people, then when the market turned and they were selling their bad assets that I sold them and buying good assets at the bottom, I would have been representing them on those purchases. Not only them, but tons of other clients. Because I saw that, then I went into my MLS and I started digging around, and I realized closings are still happening every day, right? Closings are still happening every single day during this really scary, it was a very worrisome time. I'm sure you guys remember. Closings were happening every single day. So I just started to put all this together as I'm working on this oil rig, and people are getting hurt around me and stuff, and I'm thinking, people, right? And I started to think relationships over transactions, right? Relationships over transactions. Then I started thinking closings happen every day. Okay, wait a minute. Then I started thinking, wait a minute, because of all of that, business is unlimited. And because of that, competition doesn't exist. And so I kind of put all this together in my mind and started to realize, wait a minute. You can actually have, there's nothing between anyone and closing as much property as they want. It's kind of like those articles that came out earlier this year talking about there's more listings than agents. Did you guys see that? I mean, I even looked at that, even knowing what I know, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds a little scary. But the thing is if they would have only explained that correctly, it wouldn't scare me. It didn't scare anybody. We're all still here. But the thing is that was that window of moment of that one day out of a 365-day year, right? And at that time, things were selling in one day, right? There was 1.5 agents and 1.2 listings at the time. If things are selling in a day with 15 multiple offers, what does that mean? Another 1.2 going to be on the market tomorrow, and then another 1.2 the next day, and another 1.2 the day after that. We also really think too much into yearly stats, right? We take our market, and then we say, this is how many transactions happened in our market this year. We divide that by how many agents, and we say, this is how many transactions per agent, and then sometimes that number can kind of scare you or something. Right? It's not about any of that. What you got to realize is that I don't focus my business on transactions. I focus it on relationships. Every relationship that I put in place with someone, whether they buy or sell or not, is worth 10 to 20 deals to me over the life of my career. Boom. I make friends with a property owner or buyer in my market, whether they buy or sell. In my mind, I'm thinking 10 to 20 deals. I do that 3 more times. I just did 60 to whatever number comes out to, a lot. I just did a ton of deals. But I didn't sell nothing today. But I will sell something because tomorrow one of those 3 might want to buy or sell something right now or have to or whatever. And the more and more you grow. Visualization. So once I realized and put all this together, okay, and I got back in the business because I got laid off on the oil rig, I got in, I picked up some listings. You know, I made $80,000 that first year, 2008, which was double what I made in the oil rig. Okay, the next year I make $100,000. Okay, 2010 rolls around, BP oil spill. One of the scariest moments on the Gulf. Okay, it was a recession for us. It was like a 6-month recession. Everybody was scared. Agents were leaving the business. I did $150,000 that year. I made 50% more in a down year because I got to test out my hypothesis here on what I learned during the big crash. When that oil spill happened, I was like, okay, let's see if this works. And you know what? I made 50% more money. And I was like, okay, I got something. I'm going to go all in here. And so then I just kept building. But when I started to visualize things, there was a guy in my office that was the number 1 in the state. And there was also tons of foreclosures at the time. Okay? So there was a lot going on here with visualization. But I want you to understand my entire thought process here. Okay? Because you've got to visualize where you're going to be, or you're not going to have a predictable business. There were so many foreclosures, and these foreclosure agents wouldn't answer the phone. I would call, and they wouldn't answer. They didn't have to. They're just getting listings from the bank, putting them on MLS, going through the motions. You submit everything online. They didn't have to talk to anyone. You submit it online. They submit it to the bank. They didn't talk to anybody. And I thought, what kind of customer service is this? What kind of real estate agents is this? And so I thought, wait a minute. They're making like 40, 50 grand a month doing this, not even talking to anybody. I'm going to get on that. So I started to go through the process of an REO agent. I started to go through the process of, hey, I'm going to do some BPOs. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I realized real quick, I don't want to do none of that stuff. Right? I don't want to do none of that stuff. Well, it wasn't even any of that. It was just the process of trying to get on the list, do this, do that. In the meantime, I'm like, I could be selling all kinds of properties. I said, you know what? I'm going to be the number 1 agent down. I figured it all out right then and there. Right? I visualized the whole thing happening from that day, from that moment, that those agents weren't answering their phone. I said, okay, there's all these foreclosures at half the price that they were. The foreclosure guys, agents, won't answer the phone. All right? I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to go out there and represent all the buyers that buy these foreclosures, all right, at these cheap prices. When the market comes back and foreclosures go away, those clients are going to call me to resell these properties and then upgrade, maybe even buy multiple properties and refer me 5 people. And the foreclosure agents are going to be nowhere to be found. That's what I said to myself at that moment. Because when I went through all that and I realized, okay, wait a minute, this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to represent the buyers in these foreclosures. It's going to be easy to sell. They half the price. And in 2 years, I'm going to resell it for double the money. Let them flip into something else and refer all their friends and family to me because we're like extended family now. And that's exactly what happened, guys. I visualized that strategy. I saw it in the market. I saw an opportunity to represent buyers at half the price. I knew that the foreclosure agents weren't going to be around when the market flipped because they don't know how to answer their phone. And that I was going to be sitting on top of the market. I also, okay, that's one visualization moment that I had. Okay? Make some noise. Yeah. The other visualization moment that I had was there was a guy in my office that was the top agent in the state. He was in my office, like I could touch him. Right? He was flesh and blood, you know, puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like me. That's what my football coach used to say. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like y'all. He was number 1, right? And I saw what he did every day, and I thought, that's what you got to do to be number 1? I'm going to be like number 1,000,000, right? Because effort, hard work. I knew that I could outwork them easily. I come from roofing houses. Don't tell me. Show me. I'm going to outwork you. You're going to have to outwork me. If you beat me, it's going to be because you somehow outsmarted me or you're more talented than me. But it's not going to be because you outworked me. All right, so listen, guys. Can you visualize? Can you visualize yourself 2, 3, 4 years out? Okay, I'm going to give you some actionable stuff. The second law of building a predictable business. Okay, law of attraction. Now, raise of hands. How many people here, if given the opportunity, would do business with me? Keep them up. I want to see. Everybody, right? Anybody not? Raise your hand if you just would not do business with me. All right. I didn't think so. Raise your hand if I've ever charged any of you a dime. Do what? No. Hablas inglés. The point is this, guys. Understand the power of what I just did. Everyone in this room said, I would do business with you if given the opportunity. But yeah, I've never charged anyone a dime. The law of attraction. The law of attraction. How did I do this? I just left Nashville. There's 400 people. They all said the same thing. Salt Lake, 100 people. Same thing. How did I do this? Law of attraction. How do you attract? People always say, how do I bring value, Ricky? I'm a brand new agent. I haven't sold anything. I don't have anything. How do I bring value? Listen, guys. The way that you bring value is by being yourself. Your personality. It's you. I have an agent on my team in Atlanta, scared to death of this listing appointment. They already told him what price. You know, he ain't got nothing to worry about. It's in the bag. Scared. You know, worried. What if he doesn't, you know, what if he's not what they're looking for and this and that? Just lack of confidence. And he's wondering what he should bring and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, listen, just take the listing agreement, take it over there, get it signed, tell him you're going to get it done and go on your merry way. It's a done deal. Worried. He went to the listing appointment and he messaged me and he said, I can't believe it. You know, it went so smooth. I didn't even bring anything. Because this guy is a really incredible guy and has a really great personality and he cares about people. And that's the value right there. Right there. As new agents, all people want is to know that you're confident in yourself and that you're going to work hard. Everybody's got to have their first shot. Every new agent at some point, every experienced agent had their first deal. Somebody gave them a shot as a new agent. Right? Everybody has to have that first moment. You know, as a new agent, listen, go after that first moment like you've been there before. Please don't be scared, right? Walk in there with the confidence, right? And let them know how much you care about them. That's all it is. When they know that you care, they care that you know, right? Now, communication. That's what it's going to boil down to with attraction. Okay? Bringing value, okay? And then how you communicate. Okay? Now, let me just break this down really quickly. Traditional coaching, okay? And there may be some people here who live and die by the traditional 1980s scripts and all that stuff. And that's great. And everything works, okay? And I'm not saying anything bad about it. What I will say is this. I don't agree with it because what I want agents to do is use their personalities, their strength when they're talking to their prospects. Use your personality as your strength. I don't want to take you through a training program that's going to have you saying words or using a script that goes against who you are. Hey, Mr. Seller, will you sell your house so I can make some money? That's how you sound. Have you thought about selling your house today? Because, I'm an agent. No? You know anybody that might want to buy or sell something? I'm looking for some money over here. I need some money, right? Listen, hey, Mr. Johnson, it's whoever, whatever real estate company, whatever area. How you doing today? Cool, man, me too. I'm enjoying the day. Isn't it gorgeous? Well, good, man. Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but a house right around the corner from you just sold. Don't know if you knew that or not. Just kind of let you know and see if there's anything in the world that I could do for you. See, the way I see it, the 1980 scripts are saying they're trying to put us in a situation to try to see what the prospect can do for the agent. If the prospect isn't going to do anything for the agent, then they're not a lead. Somebody commented on my YouTube yesterday or whenever it was, saying that, my coach told me that if they don't buy anything in 30 days, that's not a lead. What if they buy in 62 days and refer your brother to you on the 76th day? But you ghosted them because they didn't buy in 30 days. Right? How does that make sense? We have to be in the business of communicating who we are as a person. If you can master channeling your inner you and who you are as a person and share that with your prospects, that's when you're going to start winning big. And it's not about you being Ricky. It's about you being you. I don't want you guys to be Ricky. I want you to take Ricky to figure out how to be you, the best you can be. I have an agent in my local market. He said, I was making calls, and I was doing it exactly like you, and I was even using your personality. Like I was saying exactly like you, same tone, everything, word for word, watching all my live calls and everything. And but I had to talk with him. I didn't even realize he was doing that. He told me he had some problems because people were cussing him out, and it wasn't that he was worried that they were cussing him out. He was like, maybe people in that complex, maybe I need to leave them alone. And I said, no, keep calling them in there. Let's just switch your approach up a little bit. And so we talked about his approach and what he was saying and stuff, and we switched it up a little bit. And he said he continued to call in there, and he got like several, great future clients and everything. But he went on to tell me after that he was, saying it exactly like me, down to the tone and everything. And he said, after we talked and everything, I went back, and you know what? I started to talk to people like I'm me. And he said, that was what it was. I was trying to be somebody I'm not. I was trying to be you, which works for me, but what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. When you guys listen to me talk and listen to my videos and podcasts and so on and so forth, please take the information and use it to be the best you that you can be. Right? Find out those systems. Find those systems that work for you, right? And then what? Go all in. So the first law of building a predictable business is being able to visualize where you're going to be, okay? Based on the principles that business is unlimited forever. What if what I'm saying is true? What if I could tell you 100% that closings are going to happen every day for the rest of your life? Would you have this new sense of confidence in not only the market, but yourself? Absolutely. Would it take pressure off of you, right? Of like, oh God, no, relax. Closings are happening every day. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing here and keep trying to help people and build my name in the area, right? Make some noise. Because it's a complete fact. Because it's not like, oh, what if? No, it is a fact. Go back in your MLS and county records to the pandemic, to 9/11, dot-com crash, 2008, the scariest moments in the modern economic history. and look at how many closings were happening every day. And guess what? Multiply them by 2. Because that's how many opportunities are available on each deal, guys. There's a buyer and there's a seller. So every transaction represents 2 opportunities for you every single day. Realize how abundant this is, guys. There's no competition out there. You're your own competition. That's it. You're lying to yourself. That's the problem. You're making excuses in your head, and then you start to believe the excuses. And then little by little, every day, you just start to go down the wrong path, little by little by little, with these made-up excuses in your head about scarcity of business and negativity and, oh, what if this happens and that happens? Who cares? Just take action and think happy thoughts. The second law is the law of attraction, okay? And the way that you attract is by bringing value, by being who you are. Please be who you are. And one of the main parts of attraction for me, okay, I really want you to get this. Everybody loves a hard worker. Right? Everybody loves a hard worker. And so if you're a hard worker, which means what? That you work hard no matter what. You work hard when no one's looking. No matter what's happening, you're working hard. At 5 o'clock, when I knock off and spend time with my family, I'm enjoying that 100% to the fullest. When I'm at work, I'm going as hard as I can go. You got to enjoy life. People love hard workers. People love happy people. People love positive people. If you're a hardworking, positive, happy person, people are going to be attracted to you in a big, big way. Law of attraction. If you're thinking negative thoughts, tell me. Message me. Tell me what the negative thought is. I will turn it right around on you so fast. I will tell you right then and there. Message me on Instagram. I will take whatever you're talking about and I will tell you why that is the exact reason why you're about to crush it. It's all perspective. It's all perspective. And you guys know this. You guys know that you can just look at something differently and have a completely different outlook and live a completely different life. So why aren't you doing it? The third law of accumulation. Visualization, attraction, accumulation. You got to be in the business of accumulating relationships, accumulating data, accumulating wealth, accumulating happiness, accumulating knowledge, accumulating. It adds up so fast. It adds up so fast over time. It's ridiculous. Let me ask you this. Over the course of a 4-year period, if you've got 5,000 property owners that you made great first impressions with, okay, voice to voice, and you are now sending them a weekly email on the same day of the week forever, okay? Let me repeat. 5,000 property owners in your market, you talked to them, gave them a great first impression, and they've been getting a weekly email every single week on the same day of the week forever from that point forward, okay? How big is your business? You're the number one agent in your market at that point. You're the number one agent in the market at that point. Now, how do we get there? 5 friends a day. 5 friends a day. Let's say it. 5 friends a day. 5 friends a day. 5 friends a day. That's all you got to have. That's all you got to have. How hard is that? Can everybody make 5 friends a day with property owners in their market? Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That is easy. That is Easy. It's easy. Now, what's hard? Doing it every day for 4 years. That's where people fall off. 5 a day is 25 in a week, 100 in a month, 1,200 in a year, 24, 36, 48. Let's call it 5,000 because you got a few extra ones here and there. In 4 years, you got 5,000 property owners that you've had real conversations with, regardless if they buy or sell or not. You now have the largest business in your market. And really an automatic business at that point. Because those people are coming to you left and right to buy and to sell and to refer their brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles. It's the great first impression, which comes back to the law of attraction. The great first impression. It starts with the great first impression that you are there. You're different. You're not there to see if they'll sell so you make money. You're there to see what you can do to help them. That's different. They never heard that kind of talk before from an agent. I think agents are at the top of the list in terms of the public eye being the most snake oil salesy, whatever, I don't know what the word is. We're at the top. Then it's car salesman. No, that's what I hear. That's good for you. Because if that's true and people don't have a good public vision of agents, that's great for us. Because when we walk in there with our don't care if you buy or sell anything today, I'm just here to help you, I'm going to work hard and do everything I can do to make sure everything goes good for you attitude, they're going to say, this is our guy, our girl. We're never going to do a deal without this person ever again in our life. We're not ready now, but when we are, I got you. And then what happens? Great first impression, and then what happens? They get an email every week, every Wednesday. When they get it that next Wednesday, because look, when people talk to you, they forget about you. They don't even know who you are the next day. People making cold calls, getting cussed out, thinking they're going to see this person at the grocery store next week, and they're going to find them and say, "You're that person that called me." No, they're not going to recognize you. And to tell you the truth, they forgot who you were the second that they hung the phone up. If you called them right back, well, not right back, but if you called them back, within 30 minutes, much less any time after that, they're not going to remember who you are. They might, didn't you call me? They're going to think about it. They're worried about them, not you. I'm sorry, guys, nobody's thinking about you. All right? They're thinking about themselves. So don't be worried about, that kind of stuff. Right? 5 new friends a day. That's all we need. The law of accumulation. Okay? So the great first impression, the weekly email. Now what happens? They're like, man, this is a special agent. Right? They get all warm and fuzzy. Ricky, Ricky, Ricky. Next Wednesday, they get an email and they see Ricky's name in their inbox. You know what happens? That feeling started to fade away. Then they got my email and it all came back again. Oh, there's that guy Ricky. Yeah. Ricky, Ricky, Ricky. Right? Then the next Wednesday, they get it again. They're like, there he is again. Boom, 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 boom. And it never allows that great first impression to completely die. Do you understand the power of this? And when you create the weekly email, you custom build it around your personality where they know it's a bulk email, but it has a little bit of you in there. That's what makes all the difference in the world. It's not a drip campaign. If I want to know how to cook shrimp etouffee, I'm going to Google it. I don't need my real estate agent to tell me what color to paint my walls in the fall or 10 buyer tips to win multiple offers. Okay? And I definitely don't want to know what the national real estate stats are. I want to know local stuff. And I want to know what my real estate agent thinks about it. When you start giving your opinions on stuff, that's when people really start tuning into you. Don't just send them stuff. Send them stuff and then say 2 sentences about what you think about it. That's when people are going to start really getting to know you, right? And then you're able to scale Your personality. Because it doesn't matter if 5 people, 50, 500, 1,000, 50,000 people are getting that email, it still only takes you 30 minutes a week. And now you're able to scale your personality through this email. Let your personality shine through that thing. I see some of you guys' emails, and I'm like, whoa, I would not be doing all that kind of stuff. But that's their personality. They're loud, right? So understand the law of accumulation, guys. I could go on and on and on about several different things, but just that simple thing right there, okay, should tell you right there, okay, business is unlimited, closings happen every day. I don't have to worry about it. If I lose a deal to another agent, great. That gives me all that time I would have spent on that listing to go get 5 more deals. You can't lose. When you think about all that, and you think about accumulation, you think about 5 new friends a day, right? You think about the weekly email. You put all that together, right? You can have a predictable business where you're not worried. Not worried. It's going to happen. I don't have anything under contract right now. It's going to come. Keep working. The universe rewards effort. And if you don't have the results you're looking for, then that's the universe saying, knock, knock, knock. You ain't put enough effort in yet. Keep going. Make some noise. Make some noise. All right. Now I'm going to ask you guys the same question I ask everybody. Tell me something better, right? This is it. We're getting down to the tell me something better part of the show. Instead of all the lead generation sources that are out there, okay, which all result back to the same exact activity, which is what? A real live conversation, either in person, on the phone, whatever, right? One-on-one. It all comes right back to a real live conversation. Zillow lead, what do you got to do as soon as you get them? Call them. Facebook lead, what do you got to do? Call them. Open house, you get the list of people that came. The next day, what are you going to do? So if everything goes right back to this same exact activity, and that activity, the conversation, is the key to all closings, there's not going to be a closing without a conversation, then why don't y'all just give me all the property owners' information in the market and just let me go ahead and call them? I'm going to skip all this Facebook and all these open houses and all this Zillow stuff. Just give me all the contact information of everybody, and I'm just going to go ahead and have these conversations right now. That's my mentality. I'm ready to go. I'm not going to wait around and say, oh, well, maybe somebody will show up to my open house and drink some Coke. Right? When I did open houses, when I was a new agent, I was making calls while people were coming in. I was making calls and doing open houses. Right? So instead of all that stuff, okay, tell me something better. If anybody can tell me anything better than this, grabbing the exact property owners that you want to do business with, contact information for 2 cents a piece, calling them, not to sell them, but just to make friends, followed by a weekly email on the same day of the week forever. If anybody here, and please don't be scared, if anybody here can tell me something better, I would love to hear it deeply. This blows my mind, by the way, guys, because I've done this in Miami, I did this in Nashville, I did this in Salt Lake, I'm doing this here, I've done this online. No one has ever even debated this. Where's my social media warriors? Huh? And listen, shout out to Keith and the team back there, videos and Google. Let's get it. No one in Miami, no one in Nashville, no one in Salt Lake, no one online, no one here can tell me a better strategy, short and or long term, than what I just said. So my question to you is, why aren't you doing it? Why are you not on the phone every day between 9 and 12, thinking of yourself as a politician to canvass the market, to let everybody know who you are, what you do, and that you're here to help? Collect that data, send them emails. Think of yourself as a volunteer worker. Community outreach. Reaching out to the community with our services to see what we can do to help. Why are we not doing this? Because we don't want to make calls. Then what are you doing? Waiting on Zillow to then call somebody? Waiting on a Facebook ad to then call somebody? Doing open houses to get a list of people to call somebody? What else are you doing? You better be calling somebody. Cool. Homework. I'm going to give y'all homework. I don't know if you guys realize what Discord is. Okay? But I started a Zero to Diamond Discord. It's incredible. To me, it's better than Facebook group. There's no algorithm. I can see every single time you guys post your results, your daily results. Join the Zero to Diamond Discord. Now, I'll send you a link. You can text me at this number. 251 312 8844. 251 312 8844. Put your info in there. It'll send you a link. Join the Discord. And listen, here's what's cool. In the Discord room, there's a cold calling room, right? I'm in there every day, and there's agents in there. We're all making calls in there. Join us. It only holds 25, so if it fills up, I made a second one. Go in the second one. Make your calls from there, right? It's just motivating to know other people are there with you, and we're all in this together. Use it to ask me questions. Use it to ask other agents questions. And the most important thing for me is there's a channel that you can post your daily results, okay? You made this many calls, you did this. Maybe you didn't make calls, you showed property. Tell me. I ran some Facebook ads and got whatever, I don't care. Put your results in there so I can see what you're up to. That's how I'm keeping up with you guys. I can actually see it, whereas Facebook, the algorithm's only showing me 40% of the stuff. This, I can see every single thing. It's chronological. It's incredible. Also on that link that you'll get is a video of me calling expireds live. And if you guys thought anything I said today was funny, you haven't seen anything until you watch this video. Because it is the funniest thing. I watched it the night after I did it, and I laughed more than I've laughed in years. It's funny. People are hanging up on me. I'm calling them right back. I'm singing. I made a call with like a chair on my head or something. I forget what I did. All right? Hey, I want to end it with this, okay, guys? Number one, I love you, but I already said it midway through, but I want to reiterate. Don't be Ricky. Use me to learn how to be yourself at the highest levels, okay? In 2024, talking about predictability of your business. In 2024, you're not going to care what you made in 2021. True or false? You ain't going to care at all what you made in 2021. All right? All you're going to care about is what you make in 2024 at that time, right? But what you make in 2024 is going to be completely predicated on how many relationships you put in place in 2021, not how many deals you do. Okay? I'm going to take a couple questions. Thank you, guys. Do we have a mic runner? A mic runner, everyone? We do have a mic runner. Does anyone have a question? We have a taker.
Yes. Hey, Ricky. Do you find on your newsletters to try to engage your audience? Do you ever ask questions so maybe they would reply back?
No, I have, and it's something to test, right? So like you're going to send an email every week on the same day until the day you die. So it's like you don't have to do everything in one email. That's another thing too. Keep them short. You know, a lot of people have so much info in there. It's like you could have made 4 emails out of that. You know, it's too much information. People, listen, the reason why Amazon and Uber and all these companies win so big is why? Because they save people time, right? They're time savers. You need to think of your email the same way. Don't send this novel with this really small font and like tons of information. Make it at one point, big font, where they can get in there and see it all quickly and click on what they want to and get the information and get out of there. If you can make your email to where they get with a lot of value without taking up a lot of time, think about time versus value when you do this. If you can make an email where it doesn't take up a lot of their time and they get over value, that's when they're going to start continuing to open it up every week. Now, trying to ask questions and engage and stuff like that, throw things out there and see what kind of response you get. I never had any, luck with stuff like that. Like, tell me what you're looking for, guys. Or I tried some different things, but I'll tell you a good one that I've used that has been great with engagement, and that is, if there's a new restaurant or something like that, if I do like a restaurant giveaway and I'm just like, reply back for your chance to win this $100 gift card to this really nice restaurant or whatever, tons of people will reply back, right? And then I pick a winner, they win. But the rest of them, I kind of say, listen, I'm sorry you didn't win or whatever, but I'd like to take you to lunch there sometime, or come by, I'll give you a $25 gift certificate, or something like that. But then I kind of get into, is there anything I can do to help you with real estate? And you kind of get into these conversations and stuff. So that's one idea out of many, but just test it out and just try different things.
Sup. So when you say visualize, are you talking about, do you visualize your daily actions? Or are you talking about, are you visualizing yourself in 4 years and where you are?
In 4 years, based on my daily actions.
Well, what if you don't know what that looks like? Like you have
No.
idea.
That's the part of visualization, right? See, the thing is if you don't know what that looks like, just be patient, okay? Because like when I got back in the business and I was looking at the foreclosure agents, and I was trying to figure out how to be an REO agent, right? There was like a 3-month period where I was like, how do you do this? And I was trying to figure it out. Well, I wasn't visualizing. It wasn't until I went through that process and some time went by before it hit me that, oh, wait a minute. This is how it's going right here, and if I do this, then this is what will happen later. So if you can't visualize it, just be patient with it, and it'll come to you. Let it happen organically, it would be my advice. Like, let that visualization happen organically. Don't force it, right? Don't force it, and don't spend a lot of time, because there again, when you start trying to force it, now what are we doing? Now we're going right back to the same thing I don't want you to do, which is build anxiety and start to worry and start to think, I don't know what I'm supposed to be. So then you start thinking negative thoughts, and now we're right back to lying to ourselves. Be happy with where you are. That's the first part of it. Be happy with where you are right this second, right? There's always somebody that's got it worse, all right? You got to be happy with what you got, and knowing that you're pushing to get to the next level. It'll come to you. One more. Two more. I'll take you and her.
You can probably just shout it out.
What do you say to folks who think that they should text rather than email? Or would you say just call, and then once you build that rapport, maybe complete like a text list of all those clients and just do a mass texting instead of emailing? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good. I think text is the next thing. I think it's kind of 50-50 right now, right? There are businesses using it, but it's still that intimate place you talk to friends and family. What I've been preaching with that is the weekly email is the foundation. Listen, guys, an email gets 90% organic reach. Facebook is like 2%. Instagram's like 12 at most, something crazy low compared to email. Text is up there with email, with organic reach. They're going to see it. Organic reach means they saw it, okay? So it's up there with the email. Now, email should be the foundation of everything you do. And then sprinkle the social media and the text messaging and everything on top of that, okay? So start with the email. If we're not doing a weekly email, guys, to me, then, that's the first part of the puzzle for me. That's the first step. And then in terms of texting, I like to see my agents do a monthly text. just to kind of sprinkle that on top of the weekly email. That's my take. One more, right up front here. We got the mic? Yeah, this gentleman here has a question. Just thought about every dollar I speak every word I say is another dollar I lose.
All right, I'll try to keep it short.
No. No, I was laughing at my own joke here.
You said, I think, that you try to stop at 5 every day and spend time with your family, and that's something I struggle with, like with my wife. Like, you know, you always want to answer the phone, but
Yeah.
I just wonder if you had any advice on that.
Don't answer the phone. No, it's tough. Do you have an assistant? Okay, get an assistant. Let her see. You're doing a lot of admin stuff, right? And if nothing else, guys, we're in this new world where there are these things called transaction coordinators that you pay them per transaction, a really low fee, that can handle a lot of this stuff. So even bare minimum, a transaction or even a VA that can handle all that admin stuff for you, to take at least that off your shoulders, okay? Because that's the administrative work that you don't need to be doing. You can train somebody to do that, and there's already people who are trained to do that at a very cheap price, whereas you can spend that 8 to 5 focusing on your clients, whereas at the end of the day, now, of course, listen, if somebody's calling me and we're negotiating $1 million deal, I'm going to answer the phone, okay? Right? But the problem is agents answering because of repair inspection addendums and pre-quals and questions from buyers that can wait till the morning. That's where we're having the problem, right? If it's a deal we're negotiating and time is of the essence, yes. And listen, my wife will absolutely appreciate and understand in those situations. But if I'm answering every phone call and 95% of them are, do you think we should go with the, that wood grain look? Or, that's getting a little out of hand. Like, what I'm hearing from you is that, Ricky, I'm a reactionary agent. Every time something happens, I jump. Your business is controlling you. You got to control your business, which means what? You got to train your business. Your business is like a living organism that you got to train, or it'll train you, right? Do this for me. Here's an exercise. Today, when you leave here, don't answer a single call, text, email at all for 2 hours, no matter what. Don't do it, no matter what. No matter what. If it's your wife, yes, but business, listen. If it's for business, even if it's $1 million negotiation, even that, because listen to me, if you were showing property to a buyer, your buyer's in front of you, and you're going through the house, and your phone starts ringing, are you even going to look in your pocket? Are you even going to go like this if a buyer's right here talking to you? Then why are you saying it's okay to ignore it at that moment, but it's not okay to ignore it when you're home with your wife, or when you're, making your calls, or anything else? And then what happens to that call after you're through with the buyer? What do? You call it, and it's still there, waiting on you to take care of. Nothing bad happened. And if something bad does happen, great. It was meant to happen. Let's go, right? I've lost clients like that. I'm thinking, that just wasn't meant to be. I'm over here handling this. You're not going to get all of them, guys. No matter what you do, you're not going to get them all. Charleston, look at here. Y'all been great. All right, I love you. All right, and we'll see you next time.
All right, Ricky. Right here. All right, let's hear it again for Ricky. Woo! All right, hey, you guys, he's going to hang around. If you want to take pictures and come meet Ricky, he's going to hang around on stage for you to do that. So please feel free. On behalf of the Zero to Diamond Tour, I want to say thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Christina Daves, who came all the way from Virginia to be here today. Thank you so much for Keith and Johnny Moe, who traveled, and we appreciate every single one of you. We hope you'll take your knowledge today and go be great. Thank you so much for being here today.
And one other thing before you go, if you are going and you're not going too far, we'd like to invite you all to go to the Holy City Brewery. We're going to go there. We're going to meet up. We're going to have some food and refreshments. Everyone is around their own, but please, if you'd like to join us, just Google where it is. It's not too far. I think the address is right there. Yeah, it's on Aragon Street or Avenue. It's not too far. So join us there. Well, I would say probably the next half an hour, 45 minutes. Come on by, say hello, share some experiences, some stories, and everything else with
Every
us.
tour has an after party.
Every tour has what?
Has an after party.
Yeah, that's right. We have the after party, the afterburner. So you
you,
guys,
guys.
come on up to the stage, hang out with Ricky, take some photos, videos, sketches, whatever you want to do.
Ricky, that was awesome. I've watched your video many times. But
What's
it was,
that?
I said I've watched your video many times, but it was awesome. Thank you for being here.
You want to take a picture? I'll take a picture.
We all get a picture.
Up against the.
I'm Adriana. It's great to see you.
If anyone is missing a debit card, please come back to the AV booth. We have it in the AV booth. If anyone is missing a debit card, please come back to the AV booth. Thank you.
That's y'all.